why does Scotland have to be a scale-up country? Why can't we just help people grow their businesses and make wealth? Because Alan Sugar got into big trouble with one business, which was in the scale-up category, and he said, should I go and look for money here? And Sugar went, nah, don't waste your time. Getting a flight to America, you'll get a far better deal and you'll get it faster there. And he was pilloried for saying, disgraceful, knocking Britain down, knocking the finance industry. He was just merely stating the obvious. So we're putting all this money and all this effort into stuff that doesn't deliver the goods. And it's not going to deliver the goods the way it's claimed. It's never delivered the goods the way it's claimed.
Ian, just on that point, I mean, do you agree that we actually know what a lot of the barriers to businesses growing in Scotland are? So it's things like the transition from becoming a self-employed individual to taking on your first member of staff, VAT registration, moving from your kitchen table at the back of your van to your first premises for certain industries, cash flow management. I mean, do you agree that we know where these barriers are? We know what stops people going to the next level. Would it not be better to put our efforts into that rather than getting people ready to go and talk to some VCs?
Totally, because one of the things that was consistent when I was doing all the interviews is, what was the biggest issue for somebody when they started out? Moving from under the VAT threshold to over the VAT threshold. And unless they could get sufficient money coming through the door and trade and business to leap from, I don't know, what is it, 80,000 just now to 120, they were putting a target on their head. Suddenly they were 20% more expensive than their rivals. And that is the basis, an accelerator, a scale up, the measurement of success by governments, not just Scotland, governments, is number of jobs created and turnover. And that's totally out of date, because what's the point of running your own business? To make money for the least amount of work. It's not to leap out of bed in the morning and go, I must help the country and improve my NI contributions. And I must do all of these things. We know all of these things. This is about evolution of businesses. And then there's also the other really interesting thing that Colin Mason's the expert in this, is the medium-sized Scottish business. What happens when they grow? They're sold. Wiseman Dairy, huge Scottish success story, now part of Muller Group. The money goes elsewhere. So I am perplexed as to, Scotland is actually worse than England in this. Scotland is really, really obsessed with scale-ups and showing you're big on the global stage. And actually, business are going, how can I up the turnover and improve the profitability and do all of these things? And what about my cash flow and all of these things? And the day-to-day stuff. But I've yet to meet programme and policymakers who've actually understood that.